Hello guys, it's Shrimp Time here, and today we are going to have another interesting video about shrimp keeping. Today we are going to talk about selective breeding. I will show you the blue bolts tank and the results I achieved by selective breeding my blue bolts. You will be able to see very crazy patterns that I achieved as well among my blue bolts, so stay tuned. Okay guys, so some time ago I've made a video about picking out and cooling my blue bolts tank, and in that video I showed you the whole process that I used to selectively pick up my blue bolts. I showed you the patterns I didn't like, and I told you about the coloration I'm looking for. Now you are looking at the videos from that episode. You see the shrimps and the pack of my shrimps that it looked before the selective breeding process. And today I will try to show you if the selective breeding has any sense. Should you focus on picking out the shrimps that you don't want in your tank, and what can happen if you will do that constantly in your shrimp tanks. So this is the pack before picking out the shrimps I didn't like. You can see that some of those shrimps have very nice coloration, but some of them have a yellowish tint on the back like this one. And this is interesting pattern, but I'm not sure if we really would like to see this pattern in our blue bolts tank every time. So in each steps that we will be making, we'll try to get rid of this pattern, and we will try to get deeper and deeper blue coloration. And now it's time to see how our shrimps look like after some time of breeding after the selection. As you can see, we have some of young shrimps, we have also a little bit of adult shrimps, and the shrimps are very happy in the same tank that we left them in the past. I tried to match the color grading the best I could during the process of filming those shrimps, because if you won't match the color grading, you can see different results in the video. You can see different blues, different color, different pigmentation. So it is very important to try to match the coloration in the tank. What we can say at the beginning is that we have a lot of deep blue bolts in this tank, but the offspring isn't 100% deep blue bolts. We can still see some of the shrimps being a little bit undercolorated, a little bit white in the tail part, and those shrimps will have to cull in the future. You need to remember that selective breeding is a process, and this is a process that will never end. When we will pick out some of the shrimps from our tank, the next generation will look a little bit different. It will show some new patterns, some new colors, because we are modifying the genome of all the shrimps. You can see in this pack very interesting feature among the females. Some of the females will show off pinkish color when they are buried. And now guys, let's go and see some of the close-ups of our shrimps and of the quality. And here is the shrimp that has great quality. This one on the right, this is ideal, this is perfect blue bolt shrimp. Another very nice pigment shrimp in the middle of our video, and on the left we have and here in the middle we have some shrimps with some coloration problems. Here another two very nice shrimps on the left, and some more. I won't go through all of the shrimps that you will see in the close-ups because in my opinion we already did this. I will try to tell you about very important features that I will look for among this pack right now, and I will try to get the most consistent, most blue looking shrimp that I will be able to do. This is the shrimp that has this unusual pinkish coloration, and this is an example of the shrimps, and there are some shrimps in this tank that will need to go out, and this is the best example of the shrimps that need to go out. All the shrimps that will show a little bit of this yellowish pigmentations are the shrimps that we will take out from this tank in the future. You need to remember that to achieve this type of shrimp there is a lot of work, and don't believe to anyone that will tell you that their pack, their shrimps breed 100% deep blue balls shrimps. It is impossible for me to acquire any type of shrimp that will breed only highest quality shrimps. In my opinion, if we are talking about solid pigmented shrimps, the best that we can achieve will be between 30 to 40% shrimps that are very nicely colored. The highest grade will be maybe 10% among those shrimps. As you can see, there are some shrimps that will show off a little bit of pattern made from the blue coloration, the darker blue pigmentation and the lighter blue pigmentation, and they almost look like a boa shrimp. It's quite interesting, and this is maybe in future another goal. Maybe it's time to try to take out those shrimps from the tank and try to make another pack and try to enhance this pattern. The female on the top is a great example. It's very interesting shrimp, and maybe we'll be able to make some repetition from this pattern. Another problem in this pack is the answer to the question if those shrimps can be called pure blue bolt. And I'm not sure if we can call them pure blue bolt line. It's very hard to say about any shrimps nowadays that the line is pure. I told you about that in my recent videos, that nowadays a lot of shrimps, due to the inbreeding, due to the fact that they went through very long process from their ancestors, from the first shrimps that were bred in specified type of the shrimp, the genetics among those shrimps can vary very much from the genetics from the beginning of the pack or beginning of the coloration. But this is very important feature among shrimp keeping, and I think that This thing makes shrimp keeping very interesting and a hobby that will never get bored with. Because even if we are talking about one pack without any addition of other shrimps, we'll get different results, and sometimes we'll get something new, something interesting, something that will maybe try to breed and to get another new line. Anyway, you can say me, how do you grade those shrimps? And what do you think about the results of selective breeding? Did we achieve our goal by trying to eliminate as much of this white or yellowish pigmentation or on the tail, or did we fail? In my opinion, this pack is looking quite nice. It still requires a lot of work to make it even better, but it's looking nicely, and it gave us some of new variations of the shrimps that we'll be able to play with in the future. And this is quite another unusual thing, because we are talking about shrimps that are solid in color. And when we are talking about shrimps that are solid in color and shouldn't have any patterns with the coloration, there should be no place for this type of phenotype mutation. But even among those shrimps, we can see very, very interesting variations of colors, of shades, and maybe after another generation of the shrimps, we'll get more of this pinkish color, and we'll need to decide if we want to fight with this feature or if we want to try to make more of the shrimps. So the whole process, the whole time when we are breeding shrimps, we need to make decisions, and step after step we'll try to lead our shrimp pack to a specified place to get some of the very, very nice looking. And this is why we need to try to eliminate any problems with keeping shrimps alive or making them breed. This is very important. So if this topic is interesting for you, you could watch my other videos on this channel, because I try to advise you the best how to keep shrimps, so we'll have those beautiful full of shrimps tanks that we can only focus on selective breeding and not on answering the question why our shrimps are dying or why our shrimps don't want to breed. And even though even experienced breeders have sometimes problems with keeping their shrimps alive, most of the problems will occur due to the fact that they don't keep the shrimp keeping simple, and they try to experiment with something, or they try to go some shortcuts, and we shouldn't do this type of things, so that we make only repetition when we are breeding shrimps, and if we do those repetitions, we'll have only success. And if you are guys interested in more detailed, more specified knowledge, a little more science about shrimp keeping, you can try to visit my Patreon. You will get the link in the description. And if you like those videos, you can also support me there. Thank you for your time, and remember, keep on shrimping.